We're back again with another war crime of a deck list, Sacred Beast Horus Dogmatika. It's obvious, isn't it? It's like the most competitive decks all in one slurry. I think slurry is a very accurate description for this deck and what it does. Let's just go straight into the cards. We've got one Raphael and one Hamon. They're your Sacred Beasts, because who plays Uriah anyway? Yeah, they are just Sacred Beasts. 3 Imseti, Glory of Horus. It searches Pharaonic Sarcophagus. Though the Horus monsters latter effects do come up in grind game, I'm not really going to focus on them. Essentially, they are rank 8 fodder. That's what they are. Or in some cases, link fodder. 1 Fleur de Lis, it's a nice little hand trap for your end board. 1 Dogmatika Maximus, essential for the combo. Amazing. You're sending your Titaniclad and your App Cologne to get just to get your plays going really for your latter half of the combo. And this is what kind of brings the whole deck together in essence, along with Nadir's. Duamatef, another Horus. Dark Summoning Beast summons a Sacred Beast from your deck. 2 Ecclesia, because Ecclesia isn't the most important Dogmatika card. You search her off Nadir's, but you want to be starting with Nadir's, otherwise the whole combo doesn't really work that well. You'd have to have made Apollosa or something. You would have to take very weird lines, so we only need to run 2 of her. But she'll be searching your Maximus, because you're going to search Ecclesia, search Maximus. 2 Periori to search Dark Beckoning Beast, which is your Sacred Beast combo starter. 1 Foolish Burial Goods, it's essentially access to Pharaonic Sarcophagus via the effect of opening the Spirit Gates, which can add it back to your hand. 3 Duality to summon Dragoon off Maximus. 2 Pharaonic Sarcophagus, you need this for your Horus monsters to function, that's why it's here. And you do get plenty of pitch fodder if your combo lines really get going. Cerulean Skyfire is another thing to search if you've got everything you need for the Horus combos. 3 Opening the Spirit Gates. It's your Sacred Beast combo starter. Fallen Paradise, which is just Pot of Greed when you can control a Sacred Beast monster, and it also does make them semi-towers, but that effect rarely comes up. It does sometimes, but not often. 3 Imperm, because Imperm, and Schism, no prizes for guessing what we're summoning off this. So as for the extra deck, we got Dragoon. Yeah, it's another part of your end board. It's a big negate. Constructors, Schism, target in the grind game. Titaniclad to send off Maximus. App Cologne to search your Schism off Maximus. Gavura to send off Nadir's and draw cards, also a super poly target. Winda, because Winda. It's Winda. Come on. Entus as a going second Nadir target, and sometimes it just does come up in other situations when you're pitching stuff off Maximus and that. Mud Dragon super poly target. Hope Harbinger and Photon Lord are respective negates for Horus's, depending on what line you want to take or how your hand and field's looking, because sometimes you're not going to make Giant Trainer. Giant Trainer is essentially here to draw you into your latter combos. So if you haven't got Nadir's in your hand, odds on you're making Giant Trainer to try and draw it. Dingirsu for breaking boards, good card. Underworld Goddess for routing nasty towers. Apo, because Apo, you often have this as part of your end board. And Almirage, essential, gives you a Fusion Sync or Xyz or Link on board for your Ecclesia to function. And you use that using Dark Beckoning Beast. You can also throw Zeus somewhere in this extra deck. There's plenty of space. You could take out something like Hope Harbinger or Ding. I'd keep Ding in because Ding's great at making Zeus. But yeah, so Zeus could fit in here perfectly fine if you wanted to. 3 Droll, 3 Dark Ruler, 2 Cosmic and a Call By for going first or tier. 3 Super Poly and 3 Evenly. Again, this side deck's totally up to you. The only thing that really would probably stay is the Super Polish, just because that's how the deck's built currently, but obviously you can do whatever you want really with the side deck, and you can adjust extra deck ratios for that. Without any further ado though, let's get into some games. Okay, so first we're just going to essentially demonstrate how we're building a board. We're going against Tractrix, they haven't drawn anything, so we're just going to show combo lines here. So at the moment we haven't drawn Sacred Beast Engine, so we really wanted to draw into that, but we just have to go for some Horus lines first. We're going to have to pitch to Fallen Paradise. There's no real other option here, so we're going to go for Giant Trainer. And that grabs Duality, another Imseti, and a Chaos Summoning Beast, which is kind of dead. So we're going to send and summon. So we're summoning, and then we're going to link into our Mirage, get another link on board, and we've essentially just set up our entire Dogmatika play. So although we don't get to do Sacred Beast lines, we're still amounting to the same sort of thing. This is a game 2, we knew we were playing against Tratrix, hence the Cosmic Cyclone. So we're going to go Nadirs, Sengarura for Ecclesia, and that Ecclesia, the Garura drew some good stuffs. Then we go Maximus. At this point in time, I had not updated my list to include Titaniclad, so that's why we're sending a Gustav. Yeah, sorry about that, but you expect me to play more games with this horrible deck? No, please. Please, I don't want to play any more of this. But we'll just pitch the Cosmic here. We're fine with that, because we're ending on Duality. So the end board essentially is Dragoon, Winda, and Fleur-de-Lis plus the recursion of Sarcophagus. And we immediately go for Dragoon. The opponent goes for a Pros, which we're fine with letting resolve. Lightning Storm's a card, but it doesn't really do that much here, because we just go for the thing now, and they realize, oh shit, we can't destroy Winda with Lightning Storm. But that's essentially a board without the Sacred Beast engine. You're just gonna make like 1 or 2 negates plus Winda. I mean, that's fine. Does the job. Okay, so next we're going into a Dino board. The opponent is going first, and they open with Soul Eating. We let resolve because we didn't know if they had Misc or not. I never really preemptively imperm. They're going Grand Xeno, get Xenometeorus and a Petite, grab a Scrap Raptor. Then they go Misc for an Animadorned, which seems a bit preemptive to me, but sure. Then they go into the Scrap lines, and that's when we drop the Imperm. That's always where I really go against dinosaurs. And they're ending on Baron plus UCT, which is still, I mean, yeah, you get to make Apo as well. Congratulations. So this is still a commendable end board, and against our silly little rogue, less than rogue actually combo deck, this is scary. But we open with the Sark, they Baron, but we have another Sark off the top. Let's go. And so we're just going to go and do a bunch of Horus things there. Go into Photon Lord. It forces out the UCT, essentially, and now it means that we put Aaron the Apo in striking range. So now we can just freely combo, because we go into Deers, send Entus. Entus will pop the Baron. Then we get to go Ecclesia, and Ecclesia goes for Dragma. And then Dragma can send Garura and Apcalone, and the opponent will scoop up here. So this deck's fine at going second, especially if you've got immediate access to the Dogmatika engine. Without it, it becomes a bit more difficult. But often you'll find when you've got the Sacred Beast, your opponents won't actually know where to interrupt them. So that's also another benefit. But yeah, so if you manage your resources correctly, then you should be fine. Okay, so now we're playing Sword Soul. We're going first, and we've got opening Period Eye. They ash it, but we've already got Dark Beckoning and Opening in hand, so we're fine. We go Opening. We're going to grab Hamon because we're going to be summoning the Chaos Summoning Beast. We're going to link to Almirage now. Then we're going to go Chaos Summoning Beast, grab Hamon. Then we can grab Fallen Paradise. We get to draw 2, and we get Pitching Fodder. So now we can go Pharaonic Sark. Now, in this situation, we do not have enough, because we want to keep both Duality and the Deer's Servant in hand. We do not go for a Giant Trainer into Apo line, because the odds are, now we've got these in hand, we're not going to draw another one off Giant Trainer. So we are going to instead make a Hope Harbinger. You can also, this was game 1, if it was game 2 or 3, you could make Photon Lord to insulate against Nibiru, because obviously you're much more likely to get hit then, but for now I was happy making Hope Harbinger, which is much more likely a contemporary out to what we'll be making. But now we're going Disciple on the Deer, send Garura to add Ecclesia, Garura go, and we draw into Schism. That means line's so much less optimal. But we're going Dragma here, banish the Garura. And then we simply send the app Cologne, and because we haven't added Titaniclad to this list, it should also be a Fleur-de-Lis in hand that we've searched off the Titaniclad, but it's not, because we keep forgoing to add. Though the Dragoon's negate technically isn't on, it's still a big boy. However, they go for Vishuddha. We're going to chain the Schism for obvious reasons. Now, they cannot link into Monk and contend it, and because Hamon means that you have to attack only it, they cannot Kamikaze or anything like that. There is nothing they can do here. So if the combo had been done correctly, and we hadn't drawn Schism like an absolute fool, the end board would have been Dragoon with its negate on and Fleur-de-Lis with its negate on if one of your guys got removed from the field, because you have a full board at the moment. Here's all you need to know about Game 2. My final thoughts are, I enjoy the deck, it's fun, it's not good, but none of the decks that I really play or try and play are. I just try and make random jank as competitive as possible, and in this case it's by adding in as much obnoxious engine as possible, and it works. If you're passionate about the Sacred Beasts and you want to see Hamon sit on your end board while all the other cards do the work, yeah, this is the deck for you. But yeah, there's nothing much more to say. I mean, it's not good, but in terms of competitive standards, but it's a whole lot of fun to mess around with, and that's kind of what I value in a deck. I say as I literally actually, I'm not going to spoil stuff, but yeah, if you like, look, give it a go. This is probably not the best use you've got for the Horus monsters, but you know, they're there. Damn, now we need to fit Diablo Star into this deck. Come on, like, we've got to get Diablo Star in here somewhere. Otherwise, it's not a good deck, right? That's how decks work post Agoth. Well, I'll see you next one. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, if you did and you found this useful, drop a like, subscribe. You can give feedback about how I've done something wrong, because I have. These are all 3 AM brews that I share, really. Anything that's relatively sane that I try and play as a good deck, it's just not interesting, is it?